In this video, you're going to watch a client interview with one of my clients, Carson Butler, who went from 7K a month to 32K a month with his online consulting business. He walked through a 12-minute interview, essentially, where we had a conversation, spoke a little bit about his experience, but also, of course, dropped some gems and insight on how you can make a similar jump in your agency, consulting business, go from 7K a month to shooting to 32K a month in just a 32-day period. This is, of course, a client interview, but also does drop some gems and insight for you as well. So without further ado, we're going to go into it. I'll see you there.
So we did just under 32K, bro, which is like the best month. I think the last month before that, we had done like 6.9.
Yeah.
And then next, like 31.5, which is a big increase. Yeah. So, and I definitely have to credit that to the setting, and then obviously like me taking the calls was really like, I was going ballistic, like taking multiple calls per day.
Okay, everyone, I'm joined for a very special client interview with one of my clients, Carson, aka known as the best in the game at growing organic brands online. If you do have a personal brand, I'd recommend you get in touch. What were some of the key things and departments you wanted to grow coming on working with us, whether it's like a skill set or specific department? Where did you think you need to sort of grow, and then obviously why you came on board? In terms of your business now, I know you're at 80K followers now. You've grown so much. It's been awesome to see. What are you personally just me to you, like what are you looking forward to? Like, obviously you've gone through this, you've sort of this department, obviously growing in your own specialties. I know you're bringing on more clients. What's next for you? Yeah, I'm excited to go through a little bit of an interview, your experience working with us. But firstly, do you want to introduce yourself? I know I've already plugged you a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words, bro. Definitely means a lot. For people that don't know, yes, my name is Carson. I help business owners and also people that are wanting to grow their social media online. I help them scale their personal brand on Instagram. I personally take them out on Instagram from April 1st. We were at 1,300 followers, and now on April the 12th, we're at about 84,000 followers. Grown massively, 97% organic. I haven't done any paid promo, no bot followers, no follow for follow, no comment for comment groups. Just good content that reaches the right people and gives them something that makes them feel better after they watch my video. So
yeah, insane. And I remember at the beginning, before coming on, obviously you doing your organic stuff, and you just came to us. You were like, hey, and the setting and the sales side of things, and I've watched your journey as well, which is super cool. Before going into like a little bit foundationally, because I remember you were in a completely different stage at just sort of like business in general, like knowledge, everything. What were some of the key things and departments you wanted to grow coming on working with us, whether it's like a skill set or specific department? Where did you think you need to sort of grow, and then obviously why you came on board?
So this has actually been like about 4 months ago when I first came to you guys. I would say the biggest difference was just my entire sales department build out. I'd say from a knowledge standpoint, like I was probably just as knowledgeable, but I was the bottleneck in my own business because like I was personally responsible for like doing all the DMing and the setting and the responding and the voice messaging and qualifying and booking. So, that was something that like my time eventually became a lot more, it became a lot less. And like I had to treat it, became a lot more valuable, especially as we started growing, reached out to you. Like it was like the beginning of April, like I said, April 1st, we were at like 1,300. So I was just used to doing all the setting and stuff. But once I got like the first I got my first viral video on like March 24th, and then my third viral video, I posted that on April 1st, and that one was the top one, like the one on April 1st. So then like I started like growing really quick. I think you had saw me like maybe when I was at like 4K, which is maybe like early April, like 4K, 5K followers, and I knew I had something like in my hands that was like, it was pretty big. So I was like, all right, like I know I'm not gonna be able to do like this setting forever, and at the end of the day, like it's an easy sell for me. Like if you're gonna have a setter DMs and like they only get paid when you get paid, it's like this is like a good investment for my business to like invest into somebody that's a quality setter. So make it happen, and then you guys help me like build that department out.
Yeah, I think especially at the point where you did have that massive increase in followers, because sort of overnight you went from like a few leads here and there, like it was definitely manageable on your sort of end, to like you're getting fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads per day. I remember we were talking about potential low ticket offers and downsell offers, and there was a lot going. There was a lot to grow, right? I'm working with obviously Sam, head of recruitment. What was one of the first biggest wins that you got from the process of us, okay,
Yeah.
it's the offer, the setter and board, DMing the leads, obviously they're booking onto your calendar.
Yeah, man, I'd say like probably one of the big wins. So I personally had never sold a package for like over like 3K.
Yeah.
And that was like a 3 month like time frame. And then in April, like I just started like, I'm not gonna lie, like I just started like closing pretty much any and everybody, which is not the best because like I was just like customizing a lot of offers.
Yeah.
But because I was customizing a lot of offers, some were a little bit lower than I usually would do. But like I also started pitching people higher prices than I usually do because I had some calls for some qualified business owners since there was like more people. So I hopped on a call one guy. He's doing like like around like 750 a month.
Yeah.
And then like I just pitched him on like a 5K a month retainer, and then ended up just paying him full.
So what happens when you're good at sales?
Yeah. I had, but the reason why I mentioned that as a win for like when Sam came in and the set is because I had the setter when I was like on the call with that one potential client. I think what the setter placement that you guys gave to me and the management, I think it also gives you more of a drive to like take that part of your business serious when you know that like you have some help, right? Like obviously like there's every part of your business where you want to take it seriously, but if for example, like let's say you have a new editor, like you start maybe caring a little bit more about your content. You want to maybe make sure your scripts are good. Because you want the video to blow up, because the editor wants the video to blow up and he's invested in your content. You record better because you're like, I'm not about to send shitty footage to the editor.
Yeah.
Like I need to improve my setup, get a mic, get the backdrop, et cetera, good camera. So for me, that was the same thing. Like, so I set that one guy myself, like voice messages, him a loom, like qualifying him the right way, book the call, make sure the automations hit his email for the testimonials. And like, I took the call, made sure like I got everything done the right way. And like it was a pretty, like honestly, an easy sell.
Yeah. I think that's also a compliment to your brand as well, for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, granted, that makes it easy for sure. Because he followed me first, but I knew who he was though, because one of my friends was closing for him, so like automatically I knew he was making money. I just didn't know it was like
I think what you said there is so key. And like when you do get especially a sales department on board, okay, subconsciously, I've got to feed this person, right? Especially if it's an appointment setter, you then can't go and stop your lead flow or make your lead flow go dry because they're going to be like, hey, what's going on? And every single team member you bring on board raises standards, right? If you know that you've got a team behind you, overlooking your setting, overlooking your sales, you're like, okay, we need to crack on with this, right? It's like when you get a closer in, you're not going to all of a sudden turn off ads or turn off acquisition because okay, that person's in. One, you don't want to look like an idiot, but it just raises like standards within the business so much. With that getting on board, what was that able to do for you as a CEO when it comes to your time, right? Because that is honestly one of the biggest things, especially as the founder of your business, especially yourself, you're a creator-led business. I know you're with your creative director right now, like having kind of the setting dialed in with the scripts, the automations, the flows. What did that allow you to do in terms of your time and therefore sort of the growth of the business?
Yeah, man. So I feel like what it did was like it allowed me to, have my best month in April. If I would have had to do the setting, it would have been a lot harder to take calls or take as many calls as I was taking. Like I was taking like a bunch of sales calls per day. So we did just under 32K in April, which was like the best month. I think the last month before that we had done like 6.9.
Yeah.
And then next like 31.5, which is a big increase. So and I definitely have to credit that to the setting, and then obviously like me taking the calls was really like I was going ballistic, like taking multiple calls per day. And it was like definitely it was crazy because you're having like these videos that are just doing so well, and like all of it was just new. Like in terms of like my time, definitely just allowed me to like focus on just higher level activities, like taking calls instead of like booking calls.
Awesome. And in terms of your business now, I know you're at 80K followers now. You've grown so much. It's been awesome to see. What are you personally just like just me to you, like, what are you looking forward to? Like, obviously you've gone through this, you've sort of this department, obviously growing in your own specialties. I know you're bringing on more clients. What's next for you?
Yeah, man. I'll answer the first part. So you said, like, what am I grateful for? I'm definitely grateful for like the leverage that I now have, like having the followers. I can do just a lot more when it comes to monetization, having different offers. Like with my videos, like I have the same like tagline at the end, keep shining. So like the branding of that, like I can do a lot with it. Like obviously we brought that into the agency, but if it's even like clothing and t-shirts and you know, I could do like a lot, like just from the brand standpoint. So that's really dope now with leverage. But in terms of what's actually next, we actually do have an info product that we're working really hard on the back end right now, especially with the increase in leverage, like, you know, the organic traffic. I realized that me being able to only work with so many clients at a time, like I can't help as many people as I would want, right? Like I can only take on so many clients for agency. I have my team working hard or me working hard, and I can't help as many people, which if I don't help as many people, that means I might not make as much money because I'm limited on how many clients I take on. So with the new info product, we're really basing it around like obviously helping people with their personal brand, but structuring it as if it's a school, right? Like the same way you go to school and you have like live classes and you're learning like on the spot, you can ask questions, and then you have homework on what you learned, like factoring that in, right? Like, and not just homework, but then obviously for school, you do your homework so that you do well on the test, having a test at the end of the program to make sure that people are actually going to grow their personal brand. Right. And it's a lot that I'm putting into it, man. Like I have a lot of speakers that have grown their personal brand. Like my personal mentor, he's going to be in there. I have like people that I've met along the way that now see my Instagram, like they're going to be speaking in the cohort. And it's just really going to be like it's going to be the perfect merge between school, because I used to be really good at school, but then also like personal branding, a skill that actually can make people, if they really master it, and they can sell anything. It's not just, hey, this business model. It's like, no, like you learn the skill of content marketing. Same with sales. You learn the skill, you can use it for anything that you sell or market or whatever, right? Merging that.
Yeah. So and it's been a road, because I remember surely, and then I'll wrap it up. King Keto commented on one of your Instagram posts, and I was seeing, I was like, wow, it's incredible. That's what brand can do. Right, you get recognized by these people, you grow your authority. So I think that's going to be awesome for people looking to grow, editors, all that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, bro. So I guess just to sort of wrap it up, if any business owner, agency, infopreneur essentially wants to automate their appointment setting, sales, what would you sort of say to them? And we can wrap that up from there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So if there's any like business owner, like, you know, coaches, consultants, agency owners, course creators that really need a setter in the DMs, I'd say definitely, you know, Luke and his team, like they put a lot of effort into making sure that they place good setters. One thing that I personally found out, you know, before even hopping on the calls, they have like a dedicated setter education program that people have to go through before they can even get placed into a role, right? So people that, you know, are going to be on your offer, like they've obviously been taught on how to sell on offers through role plays and obviously, you know, practice management, going through course material and such. So I will say something that I'm really big on is education, which is why like I'm getting into education. And I know that setters that come into any offer, like they're going to be educated, they're going to know like what things mean, right? In terms of like booking calls, how to qualify, how to do the right things, say the right questions in the right order. So I'd say you have nothing to lose, everything to gain, because you know, it's like, you know, the setters only make money if you make money, right? And I'd rather have a good setter than a bad setter if I'm gonna have one on board. So
awesome, I appreciate it. Well, if anyone wants to find you, kind of sort of get started with anything you've said, obviously any audience who can book a call with myself and mobileclients.io below. But to find you, Carson, where can they find you? Where should they go?
100%. So if anybody wants to find me, right, you can actually go to my Instagram. It's gonna be Carson Raps Content.